I love Nintendo. Like a lot of people, I grew up on them. They've always held a special place in my heart. They're like Coca-Cola to Sony's Pepsi or Microsoft's 7-Up. Like Disney to Sony's DreamWorks or Microsoft's Sony. Home to many beloved franchises. Mario, Pokemon, Zelda, and so on. And how can we Nintendo fans not help but hate ourselves every time we wake up with a new amiibo in hand after blacking out at a Toys R Us? Ooh, a villager! But Nintendo, love them as we might, are not a perfect company. They've had their share of blunders, they've made their share of mistakes. I mean, after all, this is a company who thought things like the Power Glove and the Virtual Boy would be good ideas. So today I wanted to do something a little different. Instead of talking about a particular game, I'm going to be talking about Nintendo as a whole, and why lately they've been making me a little sad. Oh, and I won't be using any game footage in this video because Nintendo! Last year, Nintendo began drip feeding us little tidbits of information on a new system they're working on, codenamed the NX. And they told us they wouldn't actually officially announce it until 2016. Since then, we've been left to wonder, just what is the NX? Fast forward to just this month, and Nintendo's revealed that the NX, whatever it is going to be releasing in March of 2017. A release date for a product that still hasn't been revealed and won't be revealed until after E3. Aside from rumors, a few leaked patents, and a recent fake leak of a controller that had us all in a terrified uproar, we know nothing about this thing. On top of this news, the still untitled Zelda game that we've been referring to as Zelda Wii U has been pushed back from its initial 2016 release date to be released simultaneously with an NX version of the game. Now, while you could argue this isn't the only reason for the delay, that's another discussion entirely. And this is why Nintendo breaks my heart. You see, back in 2011, when the Wii U was originally revealed, they teased us with a HD Zelda game that looked so beautiful. And now here we are in 2016, and we don't even have a new Zelda game for the Wii U yet. All we have are two HD remasters of the older games, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. And now that we finally have a new Zelda game, it's very likely that us Nintendo faithful who have been waiting for this Wii U version are probably going to get a subpar version compared to the NX counterpart. The Wii U is a great system. I love it so much, in fact, that after selling my original one, I bought another one to replace it a year later. This was primarily in anticipation for the then newly announced Zelda Wii U. I still have it and have enjoyed plenty of wonderful games on this little box. Actually, it's over there, I didn't want to unplug it. Unfortunately, as great as the Wii U is, it has only sold about 12 million units since its launch 4 years ago. And when you compare that to the PS4 with 40 million units, well, that's pretty low. Now, while I personally don't care about sales figures, I do care when it sort of seems to affect the available games for the system. It seems that increasingly, Nintendo is giving the Wii U the shaft when it comes to game selection, especially when you compare it to the 3DS. One of my favorite games on the Wii U is Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. It came out on the Wii U and the 3DS at the same time, and they were pretty much identical. So when Nintendo announced the Monster Hunter 4, I was really excited. Until they said that they were going to forgo a Wii U version and release it on the 3DS exclusively. Why did they do this? Well, that's because in Japan, where Nintendo is based, people are gravitating a little more away from console games and more toward PC, handheld, and mobile, which would also explain why Nintendo is dipping their toes into the mobile market with things like Miitomo and the other games they announced recently, Animal Crossing or something. And I cannot tell you how many times I have seen a great-looking Nintendo game announced, only to find out that it's going to be another 3DS exclusive. Well, at least the Wii U has something good coming. I mean, there's Star Fox. Everybody likes Star Fox, right? Star Fox never disappoints.
Oh no!
Well, I'll get to that in a minute, but first, let's go ahead and take a second and look at some of the exciting AAA games coming to the 3DS this year. Let's see, there's Kirby Planet Robobot, okay, Metroid Prime Federation Force, Monster Hunter Generations, freaking Pokemon Sun and Moon. Now how about the Wii U? Let's see, there's Tokyo Mirage, looking forward to that one. Another Mario and Sonic Olympics game, please. Paper Mario Color Splash. It's a brand new game in the Paper Mario series that everybody seems to be mad about because instead of a proper Mario RPG, it revolves around some mechanic that nobody asked for. Which brings me back to Star Fox. You see, Star Fox Zero is a brand new Wii U game that came out to mixed reviews. The main complaint people have are the controls. See, if you don't know, the TV in the game is used to see where your ship is flying, and you have to use the second screen on the gamepad to see where you're shooting. And there's no way to not do that. Like, you have to play it that way, and everyone hates it. I like the gamepad. I like the second screen functionality. I like it when it has a nice little utility kind of use for it, like in the Zelda games where you can use it as a quick way to manage your inventory. Or in Zombie U when you can use it as a quick way to manage your inventory. Oh, and let's not forget Monster Hunter where you can use it as a map, and you can also use it for things like inventory management. Even games like Nintendo Land, which revolve around the use of the gamepad, use it in such a way where it's not really invasive to the experience, and it's natural, and it revolves around that. But lately, Nintendo seems so determined to force innovation into some of their games by forcing players to use the gamepad in invasive ways like Star Fox. In addition to Star Fox, you also have games like Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, arguably one of the most beautiful games on the Wii U, but you can't really focus on the beauty that's on the TV because you have to look at the non-HD second screen in order to navigate through the game with the stylus. And this is all because Nintendo is so determined to be unique, to do something new, instead of just giving us a nice normal controller to just play and have fun and go nuts the way we did from the GameCube prior. And don't even get me started on the number of controllers this thing has. Want to play multiplayer in Nintendo Land or Mario Party? Sure, all you gotta do is buy some Wiimotes to do that. What's that? You have your old Wiimotes from the Wii? Well, they are Motion Plus Wiimotes, right? No? Oh, that's okay. You can just buy some of those little adapters that they have to plug into the bottom of the Wiimote and give it Motion Plus functionality. Oh wait, no, Nintendo discontinued those. Got the Motion Plus remotes now? Good, now go have a ball. Oh wait, don't forget there are some mini games that do require the nunchuck, so you're gonna have to buy one or two of those at least. I was gonna go into all these other controller options that the thing has, but there are so many of them, I don't want to ramble on forever. Ironically, some of the best games that Nintendo has put on the Wii U, like Smash Bros. And Mario Kart, barely even use the gamepad, if at all. And if they do, they really don't need them. You can still play with the Pro Controller and be fine. Even the Zelda and Monster Hunter games that I mentioned before give you the option to go entirely with the Pro Controller and use all the in-game menus instead of the gamepad's second screen. So, to wrap things up here, the Wii U is great, but it is admittedly a fairly niche system. Nintendo tried to be different from everybody else, like they did with the Wii, and while it is admirable, it ended up costing them, and in the end, it ended up costing Nintendo's biggest fans, Wii U owners. Anyway, this video started to just sound like incoherent babbling. I've been going on for too long. Nintendo makes me sad, and this is why, and I really hope they don't continue down this path with the NX, and they just make it the best thing Nintendo has put out as far as hardware in a long time. Now, how do you feel about Nintendo? Do you agree with me? Do you think I'm crazy? Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear feedback from you as to, 1, what you thought about what I said, and 2, maybe you have other points to bring up entirely. I'd love to hear from you guys, and if you watched it and made it all this way, thank you, and I appreciate it, and see you in the next one. Fast forward to just this month, and Nintendo's revealed that the dogs simultaneously with an NX version of the game, pushing it back from its initial initial is not a word. Initial. This was primarily in anticipation for the then newly announced Zelda Wii U. I said Zelda. This was primarily in anticipation of the new Zelda. Unfortunately, as great as the Wii U is, it has only sold about 12 million. I like the gamepad. It has a nice little second... I like the gamepad. It has a nice... Son of a... Just say the words! How do you feel about Nintendo? Do you think I'm a crazy? Do you think I'm a crazy? Want to see more of my stupid face and hear my stupid voice say stupid things about video games? Then go ahead and click on that subscribe button, and also make sure to check out the links to my social networks below. Hey everybody, thank you for watching. If you made it to this point, then maybe you kinda like my videos, and if you maybe want to check out another video, go ahead and click on that video right there to watch my most recent video on Stardew Valley, and if you want to see more, well, I mean, I'm not gonna stop you. Go ahead, just click, they're all right there, they're all on my channel, just click the channel, look at the videos, have fun.